What's up guys, welcome back to OnlyFans on Wheels, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about multi-apping. OnlyFans on Wheels, well. Multi-apping, let's talk about multi-apping. So what is multi-apping? I'm sure a lot of you have heard it before. You've been in forums and have seen people saying multi-app, just keep multi-apping. So let's talk about multi-apping. What is it? Multi-apping is where a driver, such as yourself, has multiple delivery platforms that they drive for. So it could be DoorDash, you could have an account with Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Menulog, Just Eats if you're in America and it's not Menulog over there, maybe Grubhub. I like to imagine this driver there with this wall of phones in his car, and he's like, I will get all the orders today from all these applications.
I have got food deliveries, these are all mine.
So having multiple platforms, multiple applications, multi-apping, and that's when you use multiple ones at the same time. So why should you multi-app? And I think that's a really good question to ask yourself and to understand before you start doing it. And to do that, you need to understand what economy you're in. So for delivery driving, there's two different kinds of economies. You have a tip-based economy and a labor-based economy. So tip-based economy, Americans, this is used. So this is where you're getting tips for your orders and you're basing a lot of your orders decisions around getting good tips or getting good orders from the tips. For a labor-based economy, this is a lot of countries outside of America, such as Australia. That's where I am. So a labor-based economy, we're just being paid on our offers for time and distance. That's all. We don't get tips for, we don't get tips for DoorDash, and tipping's just not common over here, so we don't factor that in. The delivery companies don't factor that in for us, so we are just straight a labor-based economy for what we get offered. So it's important to understand which pool you fall into because that determines why you multi-app. So if you're a tip-based economy, you will multi-app because you'll get an offer come through on one application. If it's not that good, you're going to hope another offer comes through soon, or you've got another application also giving you offers. So the idea is to eliminate as much downtime as you can between these offers to make sure that you get a good order as soon as possible. It's just time elimination. By having multiple apps running at the same time, you increase your probability of getting a good order across all three of them, as opposed to just having one application. You get an offer and you go, no, I don't like that one. You drop to the bottom of the driver queue, and then you got to wait for another offer to cycle up to you. Then you can accept it or decline it, whatever you want to do from there. But you're stuck in that one queue. Now, if you're multiple apps, you're in a queue for one app, queue for another app, queue for another app. So the likelihood of you getting a good order with a good tip is increased. Twofold, threefold, fourfold, depending how many apps you're driving for. You have your labor-based economy, not a liberal-based economy. Huh? Yeah, no, politics.
The liberal government.
If you're a labor-based economy, you're on time and distance. That's what our offers come through. That's what Uber Eats is factoring. That's what DoorDash is factoring. Menulog's factoring. All them guys are all factoring time and distance. That's the crux of it. So when we multi-app is when we have slow periods. So say if you're driving for DoorDash and then you're getting one order an hour, one offer an hour. You can't really make a living off that. But that's when you'd spin on another application. And the concept is, in the slow times of a labor-based economy, to take whatever offers you can to keep yourself busy and driving on the road so you do not have downtime. It's that simple, guys. That simple. You just want to eliminate downtime between orders. Now we understand why to multi-app, depending which economy you sit in. We now need to understand how to multi-app. So there's two examples I'm going to use. I'm going to use how not to multi-app and how you should multi-app safely to keep the lowest risk of deactivation possible in play. So let's start with how not to multi-app. So this is you're bad boy if you do it this way. So the incorrect way to multi-app is we'll use DoorDash and Uber Eats as an example. You accept an order for DoorDash and you're like, derp, driving off to the restaurant, and then you get another order in from Uber Eats and it's from a different restaurant, and you go, yep, sure, no worries, and you accept that. So now you're driving for DoorDash, you're driving for Uber Eats, you've got two orders on the go at the same time. One customer is watching you drive to their restaurant, or the other customer is watching you not drive to their restaurant on the maps. One delivery platform is now watching you saying, okay, yep, they're driving to the correct restaurant. The other delivery platform at the same time is now watching saying, hey, they're not driving to the correct restaurant. After you pick up the first order, you drive to the second restaurant. That first delivery platform's now like, hey, you're not driving to the customer's address. And then, once you've got both the orders in your car, one customer's going to see you driving to their address, and the other customer is going to see you not driving to their address, even though it says they're on the way. So, you got both the delivery companies noticing you're doing the wrong thing, and you're going to have both the customers. One's going to see you go to a restaurant after picking up their order, and another's going to see you driving to the wrong address. So, that is concerning. So let's run through some of the risks here that could get you deactivated by doing this. A customer sends a message or calls up the delivery platform saying, hey, my driver is not driving towards me. I don't know what they're doing.
Who do they think I am? Some stupid Aussie drongo?
If you picked up a customer's order on one app, you drive to another restaurant and you get stuck waiting at the second restaurant. Now, at this point, you can say, oh, well, I'll just unassign at that second restaurant if there's a wait. Even still, that customer has watched you drive to a completely different restaurant and then drive off somewhere else. And the second customer, for their experience, they've had a driver go to the restaurant and then unassign. So it's just wasting the time on their food. And it's not a great experience for that second customer.
Ooh! Oh, that's it. I'm gonna report this to me Member of Parliament. Hey, Gus! I got something to report to you.
Now, the risk is being late to restaurants or having a late drop off to the customer. And that's contract violations. We all know this. You just do not show up more than 10 minutes late to a customer or to a restaurant, or you're going to get a contract violation with the DoorDash as an example.
Hey, Mr. Prime Minister!
So by accepting from two different platforms, you're increasing the risk of that happening. Once these delivery platforms find out that you're multi-apping, they don't like it. Restaurants also don't like it, because if you're picking up the food, they're like, well, can't you just take the food to the customer who's paid for it, as opposed to taking the food, going to another restaurant, then to maybe another customer's place, and then to the final customer's place with our food. We don't like that risk, because if the food's cold, we get complaints for that. We've got to do clawbacks with whatever platform we've got the order from. It's just not an exciting experience. So accepting offers of multiple apps at the same time, you are significantly increasing your risk of becoming deactivated. And let's be realistic, guys, there's only so many orders you can do per hour. So if you're accepting 2 off one app and 2 off another app, but you only normally do 2.5 orders per hour, you're gonna get cold food, you're gonna get complaints, you're creating a world of hurt for yourself. So accepting orders of multiple platforms at the same time, incredibly high risk. Don't do it this way. Yes, and I know some people in the comments will be like, yeah, no, it's fine to do it that way, because what if they are both at the same restaurant and they are both going to the same neighborhood and then no one would ever know because it looks really close together? That's a rare occasion, guys, really rare occasion. And if that happens, you know, risk is on you still, because if you do get a delay and you do get deactivated, mind you, the delivery platforms don't want you doing this too. They can deactivate you if they find that out. It's just not worth making that extra $2 across, you know, a 20-30 minute period. Are you going to risk losing your job for $2 an hour? Ask yourself that question. Is it worth it?
I don't think so.
Let's take a quick break to play a game. Who's that Simpsons character? Can you guess? It's Comic Book Guy. Make sure you like and subscribe if you know Comic Book Guy. Now let's get back to the video.
So now we know the wrong way, let's talk about the right way to multi-app if you need to multi-app. So the right way to multi-app is you're logged into multiple platforms, say DoorDash, Uber Eats, Menulog. You've got 3 running at the same time. Actually switch Menulog to Grubhub. It keeps the Americans happy, makes them feel comfortable. So DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. 3 apps you're logged into. So you'll sit back and then you'll wait for an offer to come through. Once you find an offer that you like for a delivery platform, accept it of course, but the other 2, you do not accept offers coming through. You can either log out of the apps, or you can pause it, or you can take some hits to your acceptance rates, just let them count down or just decline them as they come in. You only accept a delivery of 1 application at a time. It is as simple as that, guys. Accept an offer of 1 platform at a time. I'm just going to keep saying it over. Accept an offer of 1 platform at a time. Accept an offer of 1 platform at a time. That's all you do, guys. 1 platform at a time. So if we go back to our why we multi-app, if you're a tip-based economy, you are taking the best offer at the time available. Or if you are a labor-based economy, you are minimizing your downtime as much as possible between jobs. It's not to take on as
Much food as you can and be the ultimate delivery driver god.
No, not to do that. Please don't do that. So focus on the why, guys. take a hit to your acceptance rate on the other applications, or pause them, or log out and then log back in when you're ready to keep going. But that's how you safely multi-app. You work for one platform at a time. So when you start a delivery driving shift, should you just open up all your applications and log into them all? If you're a tip-based economy, sure, go for it, because you're chasing the best offer at the time. Now, if you're a labor-based economy, you don't need to. Log into one, see if it's busy. If it's not busy and it's completely dead and you're getting nothing, that's when you consider opening up a second one to try and fill in that gap to remove that downtime. If you're flat out and busy, there's no point in having two open, because you're going to get a job back to back or pretty closely together. You don't have any downtime to really be concerned about. It's just if you have that 1 or 1.5 deliveries per order scenario happening to yourself, put up a second app, kill that downtime, only accept orders off one application at a time. But guys, that is multi-apping, as simple as it is. The wrong way to do it, the right way to do it, and figuring out which economy you exist in. A tip economy, a labor economy. That's all I have for today, guys. So be smart with multi-apping. If you start accepting multiple orders across multiple applications, and then you cry foul saying, oh, I got deactivated, it's not fair. Like, dude, I literally told you that risk right here in this video. Don't do it, because the risk of deactivation right up there. That's all for today, guys. So be smart with multi-apping. Use it when you need to use it only. And until next time, peace out.
This is more